We are recording. Welcome, one and all, back to the QuestCast podcast. I am your host, Brent Mukai, and alongside me is
Garrick from Garrick's Lorcana Lair.
oh, look at that, man! Six
Yeah,
times the charm. That's what they always say.
let's go.
Garrick, we both had busy weekends. We were both busy boys.
Yeah,
Both at different tournaments, but talk to me, man. Ink Open, a
yeah,
10K in
yeah.
the DMV area, which
Mhm.
is short for District of Maryland, something, Virginia.
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
That I was close. I was so close.
You were close.
Whereas most people, when I say the DMV area, they go, "What?
The where you
Which
do your
DMV?"
car stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, we call that the MVA out here.
you call that the MVA?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the Maryland Vehicle Association. It was called the. I mean, where I'm from, it was the DMV. So like, I was just as confused as everyone else when I moved up here. I'm like, this area is the DMV. What's the DMV called? It's called the
yeah.
MVA.
I thought it
What's
was just called the DMV, but now
no?
you've shattered my hopes and dreams. Shout out DMV area. Talk to me about the Ink Open, man. What I mean, first of all, everybody flew in
Mm,
a day early. I saw everybody taking their pictures on Thursday, and I go,
yeah.
oh, okay, they must have some stuff planned on Friday, but the weekend is the thing. So talk to me, man. What take me through it? Take me through it.
Yeah, Thursday, there was only, I believe, only two people came in early because they thought that there was a tournament Friday, but there wasn't. And that was Luke Wonderland, the DLC champion, and Sky, the Sapphire Steel expert, and also team member of Team Maelstrom, along with Wonderland. So they came in early, and they were like, we don't have anywhere to stay. Can we stay with you? And normally Logan, aka Zenulus, and
Yeah,
Color is Law stay at my place. They get the guest bedroom.
yeah.
And I was like, if you guys are cool with that, I have a really big couch that you guys can share, or I have air mattresses if you'd prefer that. So they
Dang,
said,
you're ready for hosting, Garrick.
yeah, for sure. They
Hospitable.
said they were down.
Yeah.
So after,
So they split one couch. Two grown men split one couch. Is that what I'm
it's a
hearing?
huge couch. It's a
Oh, is
really
it?
big. It's a L, so there it goes whoop whoop, and you can fit a whole person this way and a whole person this way without even touching each other. So it's a big couch that can sleep two grown men pretty comfortably.
Nice.
And then there's more couches downstairs in the basement if you want to sleep down there. But
Yeah.
so I got room for more people if people want to stay at my place.
And your
If
address is? No.
yeah, I'll leave it in the comments. I'll leave it in the description.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I said that was cool, but I had to go pick them up from Gordo's. And Gordo's is a wonderful magical place
Yeah.
out near Baltimore. It's called the Lorcana Loft, and it is upstairs from this wonderful man, Gordon McNamara. He has a liquor store, and
Okay.
above that, he has this entire like furnished area that like it's literally ceiling to floor, wall to wall board games, a bunch of
Ooh.
tables, a big couch, this giant TV, surround sound system, and like a little eating area. So people go there and they just play Lorcana and they have fun. He invited a bunch of people to come up before the tournament, get some play testing in, and Luke and Sky got there early. They napped all day on the giant couch that Gordo has there, and then I showed up. We played some games, we ordered some pizza, and Gordo has root beer on tap downstairs in the liquor store. So we went downstairs, we got root beer on tap, and he had
Yeah.
ice cream as well. So we got some root beer floats. JDZ came out as well. He met me
Yo.
there. So it was me, JDZ, Luke, Kurt, Sky, Gordo, and some of my teammates were there, as well as other local players, just hanging out for the night. We watched a Goofy movie, we ate pizza, we played games, and it was a lot of fun. And
Oh,
then on
magical.
Friday was setup day.
Hmm.
So um, yeah, all the European invasion happened, that being Kawa Kimberly Ann, and the Lorcana villain himself, Baker, all showed up. I believe they got in late Thursday, and then Friday they came to the location. We started setting everything up, and we also had a caster meet and greet. So people could
Ooh.
pay to do like a little like intimate meet and greet with all the casters there.
Yeah.
Get some autographs signed, get some pictures taken, yada yada yada, and just have a chance to hang out and talk. So we did all of that. That was a ton of fun. And we played an episode of Allies on the Other Side, which is the heroic format that Color is Law has been spearheading. You got to get
Mhm.
on an episode. Got to make that happen for sure. But we did a live episode. We live streamed it. Kawa was on production, and I think it looked really good. And
It
hopefully
did.
she'll have
No,
that episode out.
I caught little bits of it, man. It looked like a party.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm sure I'm not alone in saying I'm sure many people felt, damn, wish I
Ink
could
Ink
have
was a
been there.
party all
Yeah.
weekend long, starting from Thursday, going into Friday. And then I believe it was Friday night. We all went out to eat in Westminster. We were supposed to do karaoke, but the
Mm.
place we went to had no karaoke. There was a guy with a guitar singing, so I guess it was his own personal karaoke and no one else was allowed to participate. But the bar we went to, Kurt called them earlier, shout out Kurt Spice, earlier in the day and was like, "Hey, can we do karaoke? Do you have karaoke tonight?" And they said, "Yeah, we have karaoke night. Come on out." We get there. There's no stinking karaoke. So we got to
Uh,
go somewhere else to eat. Me and JDZ locked in on some steak sandwiches, but they had it was a pizza place, and they had these Firestone whatever brick oven pizzas, right?
yeah.
That were really really good. I snagged a couple slices from a couple different people, but it was me, Sky, my teammate Witty, Luke, Color, Logan, JDZ, and Baker. So what a squad. We all sat down and we grabbed a drink together. We ate some good food. And then Saturday was the big day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big day. Take me through it, man. I mean, how many people this is at all at Gordo's? You're
Um,
telling me is the venue?
no, the venue was at Bazooka Games in Westminster, Maryland.
Oh, what a great name. Bazooka Games. Oh,
Bazooka Games. And
Bazooka Games.
they had like the tournament area was in like one cubicle of the mall. I don't know what they're called. One
Oh, it's a giant
whatever,
mall and they have their
big
own. Yeah,
mall.
they got their big space, their little
Yeah,
mall
they have a
space.
space, and then across the hall they have a tournament space. So split between the two, we had over 200 players. I think it was 226 is what we got to.
Yo.
Um, but all the casters decided to do some cosplay. So I cosplayed as Max Goof. Baker went as Powerline. JDZ was Goofy.
Yep.
Um,
Roxanne was Color is Law. Or no.
No,
She wasn't Roxanne.
she was the beret girl from
Yeah.
an extremely goofy movie. J Bomb was Bobby Zimmerowski, and Kimberly Ann was the standout Powerline dressed up Max. So we had two Maxes, a Powerline, a Goofy, a Bobby, and a beret girl, and that's what we locked in to for the day. And
Yeah.
Kawa was there as Princess Security. That's the shirt that he was wearing.
That
Um,
was we were all because we caught it, and Katie turns at one point. She goes, "Did nobody tell Kawa that everybody was dressing up? What's the story there?" So,
yeah, yeah.
was he just like, nah, I just don't.
I mean, we
Was
were
he
all
like, we
talking
got it all
about it in the
covered? Yeah.
Discord. Yeah, we were all good and golden to go. Um, yeah, I guess he could have like gone as PJ or something, but he doesn't quite have the build for that, or Pete. Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm gonna say this. I thought it was a hilarious choice. If I was Kawa and everybody said I'm dressing up, I would go. I think it would be hilarious if everybody but me is dressed up,
It
and
worked out.
was that what he did? Was he memeing? Was that part of it, or was he?
I to be honest, I didn't ask. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to get him on an episode and chat to him about it. But
Next level memes. I can't believe you didn't ask him. I would have been like, "Yo, Kawa, you sure you don't want to dress up with us?" I would have been like, "Why not?" Absolutely incredible. And then the second thing I want to say is
yeah,
saw J Bomb and I was like, "Yo, that is a great 1980s Elton John
Elton John,
costume. That was
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
And
the
then they
Elton
were like,
John.
no, he's Bobby Zimmerski. And I was like, oh, also makes sense. Also
Yeah.
makes great sense.
Yeah, he was kind of locked into the extremely goofy movie look, so he didn't have to
Gotcha.
wear the giant mohawk. In the second movie, his head is shaved down,
Yeah.
so it was much more J Bomb style. But shout out to all the casters. Saturday was a ton of fun. Amber Steele ended up taking it. Shout out to the Dave. But it was an incredible experience getting to meet Kawa, Kimberly Ann, and Lorcana Villain for the first time, and then having them come over from Europe. Obviously, I've interacted with them online, but meeting and hanging out with them in person is a completely different thing, especially for the entire weekend. You get to know them a little bit better. You
Yeah.
get to see them outside of the public persona, right? And it's not like they're completely different people. It's just you get to see them in private moments and become actually closer, and the friendships begin to really build and grow. When you see people in person, it's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being able to hang out with them all day, it was like we didn't get to do karaoke on Friday, but that was okay because we were singing. There wasn't a moment where somebody wasn't singing a song and other people would join in, and it was just it was electric. I can't explain how good the vibes were all day. Everybody was helping each other out in the booth. We were trying to make each other look good, setting each other up, and the chemistry was building as the tournament went on, and it was just kind of we got ahead of steam and couldn't be stopped. And it felt really, really good. Everyone was trying to help with the production if there were any issues. J Bomb was on the interview station all day, and I was saying if Ravensburger needs somebody to conduct interviews, that's not a caster, because they have the casters rotate and do interviews and stuff. If they had a dedicated interview person, J Bomb would be so good at that because he does the Alter Academy every week on YouTube, and
Yeah.
he did it the whole tournament and was amazing. We
What do
had
you
the
think his
youth
strength
event.
is? What do you think? Why do you think? What I'm always fascinated by,
Mm.
what are the skills that make a good XYZ? In your opinion, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, having seen J Bomb and then sitting down and doing interviews with him, again,
Yeah.
he was doing it all day, and going back and watching the VOD, I wasn't able to check all of his interviews because while he was interviewing, I was usually taking a break or fixing a problem or grabbing a deck list or filming the standout video. So I didn't get to watch him work. But when I watched it back on the VOD and when I was on the interview,
Yeah.
he was just, he gave you the space to speak. He didn't step on your toes, and then whenever you were done, he left the right amount of space, dead air, before jumping in with another question in case somebody had an additional thought to tack on. So he's just super professional. And he was telling me that he actually had classes in college on interviewing, and I was like, those paid off because you are amazing at it. He
Yeah.
would he was very good at having the conversation, directing it in a way that made it interesting for not only the person participating in the interview, but for the audience at home, at least in my opinion. So super shout out to J Bomb. He was amazing all weekend. And I'm so glad we had somebody as the dedicated interview person, just to be there the whole weekend and just absolutely crush.
Shout out to J Bomb. I don't know if you even know who I am, dude, but I've watched your Alter Academy stuff. Watching the weekend, I'm fascinated by your by the depth and level of the questions. I think his follow-up questions specifically
Yeah.
always make me go, dang, I could be doing better at that. He's got really great follow-ups. Anyways, all that aside, man, how was the tournament? How was the casting situation? How many games? Do you remember roughly about how many games you got to do? And yeah, what was it like? What was the situation? I heard Amber Steele was sort of like the deck of the weekend.
Yeah, it was like the darling deck. Maelstrom came in almost full force with that. Kurt was on it. Luke was on it.
Wow, what?
Sky was on it. The only one not on it was Zenulus. He was on Blurple, but the other three were on the Amber Steel. Kurt was top seed in Swiss, other than Ben, who was forced to play because he was paired down into Logan. So they had to play a win and in. But if
Mm,
Ben wasn't forced to play, he would have ID'd and Kurt would have been top seed. So Sky made top 16 and then won against Ben. TFM Ben got revenge for his teammate Logan and made it into the top 8, and then Kurt also made it into the top 8. And then the Dave, who is a local player here,
The Dave,
the
that's his.
Dave,
I
yep,
love it.
was able to take down the whole tournament. So it was a lot of Amethyst, but Amethyst Steel didn't perform as well in our tournament as it did over there in CCS because we didn't even have a single one in the top 8.
Wow.
It was Amber Steel and it was Blurple. But for the casting, I initially had it set up where it was 2-person booth.
Yeah.
Because we just got feedback from the last couple and talking to some other casters, they were just like 2-man is just easier to do and yada yada yada. But we have so many casters that I was like, okay, everybody is going to do 7 or 6 or 7 like matches throughout the days. And JDZ was like, I want to get more reps in. Honestly, I don't care if it's 3 people. We can make it happen as long as we're putting more reps up. And I was like, all right, totally agree. If that's what everybody wants to do, I'm down with it. So we made a new schedule real quick. Everybody did 10 except for Lorcana Villain, who did 11 because he's Lorcana Villain, right? So
Yeah.
you got the extra one there, but everybody got 10 and everybody got to cast with one another at least one time. So it was great. We were doing mix in and match, and I got to cast with Kawa, with Kim, with Color, with JD, and with Baker. So that was really cool. I learned a lot, like being in the booth with Baker, and I always learn a lot when I'm with JDZ as well. But Baker especially, just because he did a whole DLC season, right? And
Yeah.
he's kind of finally honed like Damascus steel, you know what I mean? So like being in the booth with him physically, like you and I casted with him virtually,
Mhm.
but being in the room physically with him, he's very generous and he knows like when to give you a moment. He'll cue you in. And like I said, everybody the whole weekend was doing their best to set up the next person to make a great point and be that way. Since there was 3 of us, we were never stepping on each other's toes. It happened sometimes, but for the most part, it really wasn't happening. And the reason was if we were in the booth together, Baker would be like, he would say a thing and then he'd be like, "What do you think of this, Garrick?" And then I could take the ball and run for a little bit and then be like, "So Kim, what are your thoughts on this thing?" And then Kim could go and then we were just passing it around with like no issues, no fumbles, and it was going super well. There was one moment, I'll pull the curtain back a little bit for the people,
Oh, yeah.
where I felt like I made a critical error during a match where Kawa was saying something and I sort of jumped in, like interrupted him and said something. We like made eye contact during like that moment and he like gave me a little head nod and we kept going and everything was fine, but I felt like bad that I did that and like maybe I shouldn't have jumped in at that moment and it was like I should have let him finish his thought or whatever, and that was like an error on my part, like a flag on the play type deal. So
Yeah.
I took him to the side after the match and I was like, "I'm so sorry. Like I didn't mean to do that. I just had like a thought that I thought was that I wanted to get in there." And he was like, "No, I think actually in that instance it was really good that you did that because something was happening in the game that was super relevant. So you bringing that up was actually more important than what I was saying." And everybody was like that the entire weekend, just very, very accommodating to one another and making sure that everybody felt like they were able to stand out above the crowd and sound really
Yeah.
good. And that's where we all want to be great casters, and everybody just lending a helping hand all weekend was so much fun. So yeah, I enjoyed it immensely. And then Sunday was just as good because we started off with the top 8 match, top 4 match, and the finals for Core Constructed the next day, and then we went straight into Infinity. And watching the Infinity matches were so much fun, and seeing Luke win it all. He went up against a local Brandon Lamb, who I really, really respect and admire as well. Great player. So it was an amazing finals. The DLC winner
Lamb
ended up
chops?
taking it. No, Brandon Lamb.
Oh,
No
okay.
relation.
Mr. Lamb. I forget the
They're friends, and I would see them at tournaments together. They're together, and
Gotcha.
I just assumed they were brothers with the same last name, and he was like, "No, we're not brothers, we're just friends." I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." But
I
you're
didn't
at
know there
every
was.
tournament together. I thought you guys were, yeah. And he said, "No,
Yeah.
everybody thinks that." But um, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I could wax poetic, but I feel like I've been talking for 20 minutes straight, and I want to
Well,
hear
I mean,
about I want to hear about CCS as well.
well, to be fair, I asked you. I
You
was
did, you
asking a
did.
bunch of questions. But Garrick, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell you this. That Kawa moment, like,
Uh-huh.
I think you overthought it. I don't think Kawa would. As funny as it would be for Kawa to be extremely pissed afterwards and grab you by the collar and be like, "If you ever do that again to me," that would be so, because he's such a nice guy. Dude, it's fine. It's fine to take your moment to talk about the stuff. I mean, dude, that's a
Yeah,
huge deal. Like, this is,
right.
I'm assuming, the biggest tournament in the DMV area.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Congratulations, man. Sounds like a complete success. I mean, who doesn't want to watch? Who doesn't want to watch Wonderland succeed, man?
Mm.
That guy's just so rootable, you know?
He is.
Yeah. I mean, what a fun, and it's weird, right? Because it's like the meta is sort of, when people talk about, like, oh, what should I bring? And then people say, well, it kind of depends on what you think the rest of the field is going to bring. I
Mhm.
mean, that just shows it right there, right? Like, man, if we knew like everybody was bringing Amber Steel, maybe other choices get made. Like, but it's crazy to think that, like, oh, what is it about the DMV? I wonder, like, what is it about the DMV area? And I guess to segue into the CCS, I did the 25K at CCS Stone Mountain, Georgia. Charlie's Collectible show. Shout outs. Thanks for letting me be a part of the team. It was super, super fun. The thing that stood out most to me about your story that made me real confused was Team Maelstrom almost exclusively showed up with Blurple
Yeah.
at the
Yeah, down at
CCS.
CCS. So they
Yeah,
kinda, like, they kinda split off. One went Amber Steel, one group went Amber Steel, the other group went Blurple.
it makes me wonder, like, do they talk to each other about that stuff? Like, are they like, okay, well, we're going to Ink and we think that it's Amber Steel and it's better for this reason? Did they are they more like, okay, we'll pair up with the people that are going to this tournament to see, like, so we can talk more, in depth about what we think is going on? And then, like, Sailor out of nowhere just brings Emerald Sapphire, which is
Yeah.
funny because, like, independent of that, Zan and the whole Zan crew, I believe, Jeremy made top 4,
Yeah.
all brought Emerald Sapphire. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yo, what? What? Got to talk to Zan a little bit before. I mean, made the job very easy. I mean, very smart guy, very smart player. Came over to, because Liam, Katie are there.
Yeah.
I'm there. He shook my hand. I don't know if he even knows who I am or remembered me, but I was in my,
He does
my suit
now.
jacket. So he knew what was going on. So
Yeah.
he's like, hey, how's it going? I was like, hey, man, because we met technically at Nats, but, briefly. Anyways, he
Mhm.
comes over and tells us what he's playing. So it gives us a chance to look it up. Like, look up some of these cards, some of the heads held high stuff going on,
Mhm.
some of the Basils. And I was like, whoa, that's such a heads up move for a player to do, because then it, like, he knows he's good. He'll probably be on the stream at some point. So why not introduce, yourself, say hey, and then let us know so we can look up stuff ahead of time. So just really heads up. Anyways, dude, it was like crazy packed in there, and it was like monsters
Mm.
coming through the door one by one. We got Dragon Johns, we got, Zach Bivens, we got No I'm Not Kendall, shout outs. So
Mhm.
always awesome to see. We got, Maelstrom showing up, we got Sailor, we got Humble, we got RMB, Tiago, who just won the SSG the week before and comes
Goes
in.
back to back.
My dude, how do you do it? And everybody was like, this kid's different. He's built different. We were in the top 4, or no, we were in the top 8. And I just turned to Sailor because he came by and we were just chatting it up a bit. And I'm like, who you got in top 8? And he goes, well, let me see what the matchups are. And he, like, took it really serious. I was just like, yeah, who do you think of all these players? And he actually was like, well, let me see who's playing against each other, and then I'll tell you. And he just goes through the lines, and he's like, yeah, and then and Jeremy's probably going to win because he's up against Blurple, and so then it'll be Tiago and Jeremy's deck is favored, but Tiago's just built different. So honestly, I'd probably give it to Tiago on the play and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, yeah, and then in the finals, it'll probably be this. And then Tiago's probably favored into this. So probably Tiago. And I was like, this is crazy.
Taylor
Sailor,
is one of the greatest minds in the game for sure.
Sailor's insane, man. And what a friendly dude, too. Just
Oh, I
like,
love him. He sold
oh,
me his Cindy mat for a pretty good deal at
oh,
Nationals because I was like, I had enough tickets to get it in Seattle, but they ran out. He's like, "I'll sell you mine," and he gave me a great price on it, and
oh,
I haven't hung up. Yeah, and he play tested with me to prepare me for the LCQ. And funny story, he beat me every single game. Like I didn't take a game off him once in the entire playtesting experience. And I
wow.
was like, well, that sucked. And he was like, well, you're probably not going to play anybody as good as me in the LCQ pods. And I was like, yeah, that's looking on the bright side.
That's the funniest. Like, that's not even cocky. That's just true because it's
It
like
is. It is.
anybody who's actually that good probably already got qualified.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's just
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
You'll find a few stragglers here and there, but man, that's insanity to me that
Yeah.
you didn't take a single game. And you're no slouch, man. You're actually like, you're really good. You're like really good. So that's insane to me that he.
Taylor is on a completely different level than I am for sure. But for the LCQ, I'll be honest, I don't think I was as prepared as I should have been. Like Seattle, I was super prepared. For the
Yeah.
LCQ, I probably wasn't. But you live and you learn. Milwaukee will be different.
I know what you mean. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're getting the studies in. Yeah, man. I mean, let's see. So, okay, so I land Stone Mountain, Georgia. My plane gets delayed like 3 hours, so I get in at like midnight. Get to the Airbnb and it's
Mhm.
late and it's like, okay, cool. I got like a couch and I'm trying to figure out how to navigate the couch. You know how it goes when you're on a
You're in couch mode.
I'm in couch mode and I'm just like,
Sure.
okay, let's figure this out. Well, they had an air mattress for me, but historically, I've never been able to sleep well on an air mattress for
Okay.
whatever reason. So I just put it up against the couch
Mhm.
and made like a sort of like, and most of my body was on the couch and then part of it was on the air mattress. So
Nice.
sort
That
of doing
works.
some Airbnb innovations here, you know?
Sure.
um, First day, dude, it was insane. There was like over 450 people there
Yeah.
to play. Like nutso, just nutso. And we just get there, we go in, and I'm instantly just like playing. I barely got to meet any of the people the night before. Like the only people I've sort of met beforehand are Liam and Katie, and even then I haven't had much time with either of them.
Yeah.
But shout outs, 20 Lore Pro, Sarash Town, Wes, awesome job putting everything together. The whole crew, Green, Zach, everybody super, super cool. And just found instant chemistry with like the whole gang. Like it really it felt like a family. It felt like a fun, like production family. Did you ever do like film type production stuff or like on-site recording type stuff or like, that type of thing? Were you
Yeah,
ever?
a little bit. I mean, nothing like too insane, but yeah.
I used to be in a indie film group back in Vegas years and years and years ago when I was first
Mhm.
moved up there, and it felt very reminiscent where you're just with a bunch of these dudes and we're all just like it's like crazy hours and we're going the whole time and
Yeah.
at a certain point some of these guys just start like arguing with each other about stuff and I'm just like, oh, I'm the new guy. I'm just trying to sit on the side, but it literally felt like a family that I was graciously welcomed into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was saying that to JD. I was like, these are because I see him like once a month now. I'm like, these are starting to feel like family reunions, these Lorcana events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I got to meet Sasuke and Jeebus and Toops. Shout out you guys, Liam and Katie. We were rocking the two-man format the whole time.
Mhm.
They threw me in with everybody. So I got a chance to, do some stuff with every single person and yeah, it's crazy to be like, okay, cool. As long as we have the same goal, like you just kind of find your groove with whoever it is that you're doing the thing with. And
Yeah,
you know, Jeebus, one of like such a smart guy. Like, man, I just found myself asking him questions during the broadcast because I'm like, I want to know why you think that. Why do you think that? And he would just explain it in like the most clear manner. And I'm like, dang, I'm just learning a bunch. Like being
yeah.
there with Katie, it's just like Katie.
Katie's awesome. I love Katie. I
She's
love
yeah,
Liam. I haven't had the pleasure of really getting to know Jeebus or I've talked to Sasuke a few times, but yeah, Katie and Liam are special people for sure.
cool group they had. You know, Katie's I mean, you like Katie, I'm fully convinced could like if you wanted someone to go solo, you could totally just have Katie because she just is so good. She's got the gift of gab, man. She can just go like unlimited. So I found myself
100%.
being like, yo, okay, well, what do you think about this? And then I'm, you know, you some people it's like you're finding your moments, you're picking your, you know, you're picking your spots. And it's like
Hmm.
Katie, it just felt so easy because I was like, at no point did I feel like overburdened with having to like talk or do anything. Right? She's just like can go autopilot mode, and it's insane to watch. So that was a lot of fun. Liam, I was like, it's interesting. Have you ever casted with Liam?
I've never casted with Liam, but I am so awestruck by his like upward trajectory in this game. Like he's one of the best casters that the game has,
Mm-hmm.
undeniably. And so like seeing him at Worlds, obviously I wasn't at Worlds, but watching it from home, like I could just tell that this guy he really knows his stuff and he really cares about the game, is super dedicated to it. So yeah, he is a beast. But what was it like being in the booth with him? I mean, I was telling you how it was with Kawa and Kim and Baker and Color and JDZ. I want to hear what it was like with Katie and Liam as well. Yeah.
Katie has like the gift of like just she can unlimited just go.
She's so
Liam,
funny too.
yeah, exactly. She's throwing out little things. We at one point Three Genies comes out and she says a threenie. And I turn to her and I go, "Oh, do you ever watch Boy Meets World?" She goes, "Wait, yeah." And I go, "3D, 3D." Anyways, I'm glad that she got it because I was like, the rest of this crew, I would be shocked if any of the rest of this crew got that got that
Man,
exact
I
reference.
need to I was saying in the booth, there was one I got crickets on a reference, and I was like, if
What?
you guys don't get my references, I look like a fool in front of everyone.
Which reference?
Um,
Give me the
so
reference, and I'll tell
uh,
you if you are too niche or if it was
I
actually
don't think it's too niche, but
okay.
I
Talk
am
to me.
like
Talk
a
to me.
comic book superhero guy, and it has something to do with that. So Baker was talking about Scar,
Uh huh.
as he does, and said like shout out Jeremy Irons or something, and I was like shout out Alfred. JDZ and Baker were in the booth with me. I got crickets. I was
No.
like, he was Alfred in the DC Extended Universe and Batman v Superman. You guys don't remember this?
It. I will say that was one of the more forgettable.
It was, but like I have like this deep cavern of comic book movie knowledge.
That would have
Maybe I
taken
thought
me
it
a
was an
sec.
easy one, yeah.
That would have for sure taken me a sec, but I would have been like, "Oh, you're talking about the Snyder.
Yeah,
We're going
yeah.
into Snyder DC verse."
Snyder cut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyways, I think it was a good reference.
Thank
they
you,
just
thank
don't
you.
value you, man. They just
I know.
underrated. Underrated is Garrick. With these refs, he's got the sick Alfred Snyderverse.
My references are insane. Thank you for
Yeah,
acknowledging it.
yeah. They got to get on your level, Garrick.
Agree. Agree. Me and
uh,
JDZ usually never like I think that's why we have great chemistry,
yeah,
JDZ and I, is because we're always like on the same wavelength. Like our brain cells just like match each other's energy exactly in the booth. So we're always able to like riff very easily, but that was like the one time it like didn't come together and I was like, man.
But sometimes that's good. Sometimes you need those moments because it's even
Sure.
funnier sometimes in retrospect
The
to be like,
crickets
oh,
just
there goes a bomb.
like I don't know if you saw the clip I posted on Twitter where the
No.
finalist of the the finalist of the 10K Core Constructed event. We knew the Dave because the Dave was on before and I know who he is. And then we
Yeah.
didn't know the other guy. And we had a screen where production was changing things. And then the stream that everybody else was watching was obviously would get transitioned once everything was fixed. So
Yeah.
we were watching them like piece it together on our screen, and we were like waiting to see who the player was.
Yeah.
And then we were all like, who's this player? And then I was like, oh, it's Doug, because his name popped up. And then I started singing, doo, doo, doo,
Oh.
doo, 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 doo. And then JD came in with the ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And then you shouted out Doug. I did see this
Yeah,
exact clip.
you did reply to it about the beats was the first one you come
Because
up
you
with
went,
after
shout
Patty
out
Mayonnaise.
Doug. And then he goes, shout out Patty Mayonnaise. And then you go, shout out the Beats. And I was like, you think of the Beats before Roger or before
Skeeter.
Skeeter? I was like, that's crazy.
I love the beats episode. That's my favorite one.
Oh man, the bomb in the lasagna episode is always gonna be my. There's a bomb in the lasagna, and then he just that episode's so stupid.
Classic show. And in case you didn't know, it did end up becoming a Disney property. Disney theme song, much inferior to the Nickelodeon theme song. Sorry to say it. It's
Yeah,
the truth. But
yeah.
maybe we could get Doug Funny Lorcana cards one day. It's not
Dude, I was thinking that,
out of the cards. So
dude. There's, here is what I've been saying. When we know that they're out of characters, if they make a character card when they make a character card out of the cartoon version of Lizzie McGuire, then
then
we
it's
know,
over.
yeah, Lorcana's out of
Lorcana is
they're out of
done.
characters.
Yeah.
When we get that card, that's gonna be a cherished card, by the way.
The Lizzie McGuire, yeah.
Shout outs Gordo. Speaking of Gordos, anyways.
Yeah.
So big crush on Miranda all the time. Who didn't? Anyways, yeah, man, CCS was just fun. It was crazy. I got to meet so many players that I've watched play in these events, shake their hands, just learn, just talk to people, trying to learn about like what the meta is, where their brain is at on stuff. And it was just a fun time. I mean, both days it was crazy. We maybe one of my favorite moments, and maybe shout out Jeebus. He had me cracking up all weekend. He reminds me so much of my comedy partner from Las Vegas, like a dude that I've done over a decade's worth of improv with, and
Yeah.
I just instantly felt comfortable with that dude. And our chemistry was really fun.
That's awesome.
We're at the diner after the Saturday, and we're all tired as hell, and he just goes, I think I might just order cake. And then he looks at me and goes, and who's gonna stop me?
No one.
Exactly. He's like, my partner's not here, and she'd be the only one.
Those are the best moments. Like I was saying, like just outside of the venue, just hanging out, getting to know these personalities as like people and making like human connections with them is just so incredibly fun. And I'm incredibly privileged to be in the spot that I am. Not that I haven't worked hard to get here, but like being able to be in the Lorcana community in this way is just so much fun. And yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was an incredible weekend on my end, and it sounds like you had a really, really similar experience on your end. And I think we're all going to have that experience together in Milwaukee, which is just, I can't wait for the DLCs to start up again. I'm going to see everyone that was at CCS and at the Ink because it was like we had a DLC going on. It was just in 2 different places, you know, at the same time. So it was like we split the best players in the nation. You had a bigger chunk than we did. We had 226. You had 400, just over 400, right?
Yep.
So you had the lion's share, but we had a really stacked room as well.
That was crazy. I couldn't believe
Yeah.
how many. I was looking at the room going, this is like such a stacked room. And then I would tune into your stream for a bit and I'm like, wait, they got a stacked room too.
Yeah,
Dude,
Dick
there's so
Burns
many
is
good
undefeated
players.
right now. Like,
Derek, how are we ever going to win anything, man? These guys, there's so many
I
good
gotta
players.
learn from all these players while I'm casting, and
Oh,
that's the great thing, like hanging out with them outside of the tournament and being able to talk strategy, talk shop. It was the first time I really got to hang out with Sky for an extended period of time. I met him like in person at Gen Con, but he stayed at my house. He almost stole my dog. He was in love with her,
oh,
and she was in love with him, and it's a real sad situation. She hasn't been the same since he left. But I hear her walking down the hall right now. She
he
she must
hears
have
us
heard me
talking about
talking
him.
talking
Yeah.
about her. And yeah, but Sky's he's so funny, but so incredibly smart, and a great player who came up with this incredible deck list that nobody really saw coming. And after his top 16 match, we went back to my place and we were watching some Naruto. We were watching some Quentin
Woo,
Tarantino.
let's go.
And
Naruto. What episodes of Naruto?
so if you have a Samsung TV, you have this thing called like I think it's just called Samsung TV if you have a Samsung Smart TV. So
Okay.
it's like TV, but
Yeah.
it's like the most random channels. There is a channel that is nothing but Naruto. It plays Naruto and that's it. So we just put
Yo.
that on. It was like a random filler episode from the Chunin exams. So like
Yeah, where they're all looking for donuts and crickets
yeah,
and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
exactly.
side
So
quests.
it was just like Aruka Sensei was standing there like talking to Naruto for like 30 minutes and it was nothing. But after we were watching Naruto, we put on Sky's top 16 match and he was talking through the lines and I was asking him questions about the deck and like why he altered a specific way and why he did certain things because I was on that match, so I remembered like watching it and the questions that I had, and he answered them openly, honestly, and I learned so much in just that little bit of time going over his match with him that it would have taken me like hours of playtesting to figure out, right? So
Yeah.
it's great to, and then Luke was there as well, like providing commentary, just DLC winner, and a person you could just give a deck and will win a tournament the next day because I'm pretty sure that's what happened with the DLC and I'm pretty sure that I know that's what happened with the Infinity. He was like, I guess I'll play Sapphire Steel. Like he played the exact 60 that Sky won, and then he won the whole tournament with it. That's just he can pilot anything.
Man.
Wonderland is just an insane player. But meeting so many great players over the weekend that I haven't really had the chance to chop it up with. I got to spend some time with Dick Burns and TFM Melissa and Dan over Gen Con, but got to spend more time with them. Shout out to Dan for letting me borrow his iconic Mickey for the Allies on the Other Side episode to use as my hero. Um, and
Yo.
just meeting a bunch of the members of the SLTC for the first time. They're all very, very nice, wonderful people as well. So many just people came from all over the country to be at Ink Inc. It was insane. Somebody drove 11 hours to come meet Lorcana Villain and JDZ and Kawa and all the casters. They drove 11 hours. They're not even playing in the tournament. They came for the meet and greet specifically. There were people that were driving over double digit hours, 6 hours to come just to say hi, not even to play. So it
Wow.
it was incredible, yeah, and meeting so many parents and their kids because we had the youth event going on as well. Um, it was just it was just special, man, and that's what's so cool about this community. Like I played TCGs, man. I played Magic the Gathering. I played other games, and none of my experiences were anywhere close to what I get in Disney Lorcana. And I think the community is just so special, and it's unlike anything I've been a part of before, and I'm sure we both could just sit here for another 5 hours and just talk about things that happened over the weekend. You know,
Yeah.
it was incredible. It was magical, and it must be that Disney magic.
Yeah. I definitely think it's what it is, man. Did you end up, question on my mind, trading all of your enchanteds for an iconic?
Our team manager, Matt Hash, and one of the tournament organizers for Ink Inc.
Yo, shout out, Matt.
is going to source one, and I am going to trade for that. So he's going to try and get a good price on that, and I'm going to trade some enchanteds to him and other stuff to get one. So I think it's going to happen, but I'll tell you what I did get.
What's that?
And don't be jealous.
I'm going to be. You know it.
Thoughts?
Yo, what does it say? To the Lorcana layer. Lorcana villain. I like the way he makes his L's.
Yeah, you and I spent some time in this chair. We know what it's like to feel the power. Yeah. So he got his layer back from us. It's no longer our timeshare, but he did give me a little piece of it, so now I can sit in the seat whenever I want to.
Oh man, that's so cool.
I didn't even ask him. He was just like, "This is for you, man," and I was like, "What?"
Of course,
that's amazing.
Bring it through. Oh, what a gift
Baker.
that means. Baker.
Yeah, it meant a lot. Also got these Power Ranger prints, because apparently at the last Ink Inc, JDZ, Color, and I spent like 40 minutes talking about the Power Rangers. I don't remember this. Like, sometimes you're just in the tank and it's like a 12-hour day and you just got to vamp for a while. And we were talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the best iteration. I might add.
The best.
So we had an artist there, and Matt Dixon bought one of these for me, JD, and Color. So there were 6 casters. So I was like, let's have all the casters sign it. I signed the Black Ranger, which is my favorite. JDZ signed green. Color signed Trini, the Yellow Ranger. Kim, of course, signed the Pink Ranger, who is Kimberly, right? Kawa signed the Blue Ranger. He was the smarts behind the whole any production issue. He could jump in, fix it. He was a legend the whole weekend.
Kawa does have that Blue Ranger energy.
He does. And then Baker was like, I'm red, of course. Like, as soon as, because I signed the Black Ranger, and I was like, okay, Kim's going to sign pink, and none of the other ones have been decided yet. Yeah. And I was like, Baker, who do you want to sign? He's like, red, obviously. And he signed it. You see what he signed? Baker, not Lorcana villain. And this is the only signature he signed as Baker the whole weekend, was on this.
Wow.
Everything else he signed was Lorcana villain. So that's super special. Yeah. Well, not a 1 of 1, because me, Color, and JD have it, but 1 of 3.
Well, that's not as special. I take it back.
You got me.
Well, man, I mean, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad everything was so awesome.
Did you get any swag?
I got a 20 Lore Pro shirt. I got some sick art.
Really?
I got some sick art from from the man who makes all of the you know how the 20 Lore Pro always has the custom playmats. Mm-hmm. Mike Angel, yo, shout outs. And he was selling like art. They had like a killer weekend. I could not have been could not have been happier to walk away with some of the art. I haven't unpacked my suitcase yet.
Fair enough. I live down the street, so I like all my stuff's unpacked.
Yeah, you didn't have to pack up a suitcase. You got to take that big card, the Wonderland card, by the way, if everybody's curious.
It's signed by the casters as well. Kim is there. This is villain. Color somewhere. I signed right here in the worst spot. You can't even see it.
Because you signed silver. What made you go, let me sign it on the silver part of the card?
I'm simply dumb. I think that's the answer. I should have signed right here in the purple.
Yeah.
You can see it in person because I outlined it in gold.
Yeah.
But even then, it's kind of hard to see. I almost signed her forehead. I was like, I'll sign like the Joker in the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, make it look like there's tears coming out of her.
Yeah.
Red tears.
Yeah.
Well, Garrick, is there anything else you want to talk about, man? Anything else of note?
I don't know. There's a bunch of tournaments coming up. I'm getting prepped and ready for Milwaukee. It's like a month and a half away. It's so
Wow.
close. Wait,
Nuts.
you're going, right? Or no?
I'm not going.
You're not going. I'll miss
Yeah,
you.
I'm taking a week and going back home to Hawaii to meet my nephew
Oh,
for the
nice.
first time. So,
Congrats to
thank you.
your
My sister
sister.
had a kid. People say congratulations, and I it's funny to me because I'm like, thanks. I didn't do nothing.
I'm happy for you, I guess is
I
what I
appreciate.
mean.
Yeah. It's just funny when people say specifically
I didn't do
congrats
anything.
because I'm like, oh, thank you.
You
No,
helped
but
mold
yeah,
your sister into the person she is today.
yeah, absolutely. Even though
In
she's
some
6
way.
years older than me, that's
You influenced her life in some way. So
yeah,
congratulations
probably
on
mostly negatively,
on your
according to her. No. Absolutely excited for that, but yeah, it's super tough to justify 3 weeks between
Yeah.
taking a giant Hawaii vacation
Uh-huh.
for like 7 days. We're going because why fly all the way out if you're not going to at least go for like a week or so, and
Yeah.
then turn around and have it. So I was so bummed because I was like, oh man, why is it gotta be in October? I thought it was all gonna be in like the new year and like the
Yeah.
new everything, but
But there's
so
no place you'd
yeah,
rather be
that's true.
than on the
Oh,
seashore out at sea.
yeah.
Is
Ohana
that the
means
line?
family.
Oh,
We surf till the sunset beyond the horizon. A whole bunch of Hawaiian words here. Blah da bop ba da bop ba boop bop.
yeah. Color hit me with the Beyond the Horizon in the Allies game that ruined my life. She literally
Ooh.
took me out of the game with one play, and I was so sad.
That is one of those cards that in the exact right moment, it will ruin your life. And
Yep.
it's so funny because like most of the time that moment doesn't ever happen and the card doesn't work the way that you're hoping.
Yeah.
But those few times, man, it's like, I guess I'll just quit playing.
I guess I'm done with this game
Yeah, you
forever.
just like a Monopoly scoop, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
just, I
You
still
got
got
me, man. Too
$10,
many
but yeah.
hotels. I'm out of here.
Garrick, dude, where can the good people find you? Oh, well, are you doing any other tournaments before then? Because there are a few that I want to shout out next weekend. The first American CCQ over in
Mhm.
Denver, Pro Play Games, putting it on in the summit. Then the week after or 2 weeks after that is Nexus over in Waco, Texas.
Mhm.
You know it's good because it rhymes. They're going to be doing the Lone Star
Nexus in
Open.
Texas. Yeah.
And then, Garrick, are you even aware that flying in one day early from the Milwaukee DLC, there's going to be a big event with world-class cards where it's a meet and greet stuff. You can meet DKP, you
Yeah.
can meet Ed, you can meet, the
Mhm.
whole team. Frank Carson's going to be there, which I think is crazy cool. And I think there's like karaoke. So
Yeah,
if
it
you,
is.
yeah,
I'd love to go, but it's expensive.
yeah. I mean, the weekend itself is already
Yeah.
expensive, right? So it's like any other additional cost. And then imagine you're taking a Hawaiian trip 3 weeks after that,
I'll
and you're
do
just
the
like,
Friday karaoke if people are doing that instead. I've met Ed, I've met DKP, I've met Frank, I've met pretty much everyone on World Class Cards.
yeah,
So I'll be sad to miss out on it because I'd love to hang out with them more, but I got the money for that at the moment.
I get it. I 1,000, bro. Yeah, you're about to be out here owning an iconic Mickey, man. Like you
Uh-huh.
gotta, you got.
I've been working on my Mickey Mouse. I gotta
That
get
was really
locked in
good.
with you on a couple some feedback on my voices because I've been putting some work into them.
I'm gonna
People are
say,
telling me my
yeah,
goofy is insane now. People are telling me that. I'm hearing it from many sources.
yeah. I
They're telling
don't
me my
think I
goofy
got a
is really
good
good.
Winnie the Pooh, but people tell me when I go, "Oh, bother," people are like, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty
I've been
good."
working on my Winnie the Pooh as well.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. One of the podcasts,
Winnie the
we'll just have
Pooh.
an impressions off, and we'll
Okay.
just see
Yes, we should do that. We should actually do that. You can critique me because you're the professional.
Man,
You know,
I'm not great at impressions though. That's the thing. Everybody thinks like, oh, voice actors, you got to be good at impressions, and I'm like, no, you got to be good at the acting.
you
I'm
got to be good
bad
at
at
acting.
impressions.
Yes, that's important. But you probably also have been around a lot of people that are really good at impressions, and you know a good one when you hear one.
That's absolutely true. I'm gonna end with just this little fun story where the voice of Donald Duck, one of the two voices of Donald Duck, is sitting in class with us, and everybody knows he's the voice of Donald Duck. Like within the community, you're like, oh yeah, that's Daniel. He's Donald Duck. Our teacher didn't know. So he goes in and tells the story because the teacher's like, "Oh yeah, tell me a story." And he's like, "I always dreamed of being Donald Duck," and then he does his impression, and the teacher goes, "Wow, that's actually really good. I think you got a shot one day." And then all of us just start laughing, and we're like, "That's Donald Duck.
That
That's
is,
actually
that's
Donald."
him. That's Donald Duck.
And he even laughed because he was like, "Wow, I guess not everybody knows, but yeah,
We
he's
had the
known in the
same
community."
dream growing up, me and him then,
Oh,
because
you
I
wanted
was
to be
like,
Donald?
I was huge into Kingdom Hearts, and I wanted to be a
Oh,
voice actor like growing up. That was like one of my dreams. And
yeah,
I was like obsessed with Donald, so I learned how to do, and Donald is my favorite character. You can see him right there.
yeah.
So I learned how to do the voice pretty okay. I can do the, a little bit.
That is incredible. I watched a whole video on how to do the voice, and all I I can only make the noise. I can't make any words, but I can go.
Yeah.
I can do that, and my dog goes crazy anytime I do that.
Yeah, it's
But
hard to
you
do the words.
actually, dude, you got a good dog. You're gonna beat me. You're gonna beat me. we need, okay. It'll be you, me, and then think about who the best impartial judge will be, and we will
Get JD to do it.
JDZ, you think would
He'll
do
do
it?
it. He'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. Unless he
He
wants to
might
be
want
in
to
on it.
participate.
If he wants to participate, we're gonna get this
Master
going, man.
impressions. Yeah, let's figure it out. Maybe Katie would judge. I think Katie
Ooh,
would be a
Katie
good
would be a
judge.
great judge.
Yeah. Let's lock it in. Let's figure this out. It'll be
Let's
fun.
lock it in. Garrick, where can the good people find you?
I was gonna do it in the Donald voice, but people
Do it
can
in the
find
Donald
me
voice. Do it in the
now.
Donald voice.
I can't. It's too much pressure now.
I tried to say
Too hard.
Garrick's Lorcana Lair. It just came
It's
out
really
like
hard to say G's. I can say. You can find me at the Garrick's Lorcana Lair. You can find me on Twitter at KI_Garrick, and you can find me on Instagram at the Lorcana Lair. Go to my Twitter and go to my Instagram and watch our standout video. Give it a heart, give it a repost, give it a little kiss and a little like and a little comment if you wouldn't mind. That would be great.
That's incredible.
Where can the people find you, Brent?
I watched that video. Everybody go watch it right now. It's incredible. You guys did an amazing job. And got Wonderland to sing.
Yeah.
Which I was like, he sounds singing exactly in my brain how I would have pictured Luke singing, and it's so fun and charming. Everybody go watch that. Anyways, you can find me at Brent Mukai, BRENTMUKAI, across all social media. But if you want to see me on YouTube with all of the Lorcana stuff, it will be Brent's Quest. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. Until next time, we'll quest you later. It still hasn't grown on me. Was that Mickey or was that more Michael Jackson? I don't know. Anyway, see you later, everybody.
Peace.